Peace. Recently, a monumental thing happened here in the city of Houston. Dozens of Houston's most prominent rap artists came together to meet with Mayor Sylvester Turner about the escalating homicide rate in the city and police community relations. But more important than that, those artists, along with myself, went over to Black-owned Unity Bank, and they collectively used their collective influence to open up bank accounts in Unity Bank in support of the National Bank Black movement. Now, that was a very, very, very powerful day. And I would just like to say that I was honored to be a catalyst to actually bring those meetings together. Now, the meeting with Mayor Sylvester Turner was great. It got a little heated at times. It got a little intense at times, because when you deal with these rap artists, you're dealing with those who literally create the soundtrack for the lifestyle that the younger generation wants to live. When you look at the social statistics, they'll let you know that there was a time when the church had great sway over the influence of our young people. The home had great sway over our young people. But right now, their peers have more influence over them than the church, their parents, the school system, and the community all together. And these rap artists have just as much influence. So if you want to get a message to the youth, you get a message to them through those that they have great respect for and listen to every single day. But the difference between this meeting and other meetings with rap artists is that we got to sit all of them down together at the same time to use their influence, not as individuals, but influence collectively. So Trey the Truth, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Just Brittany, and so many other artists there together, they all individually have hundreds of thousands of followers. But when you begin to put it all together, you're looking at a reach that goes so far that it is a very, very powerful tool to use. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it like this. He said that our unity is more powerful than a nuclear bomb. And in order for us to achieve freedom, justice, and equality, we can do it without firing a shot if we would just but unify. Now, I got to keep it real with you all. Getting all of those artists in the same room at the same time was hell. Well, I won't say it was hell, but it was difficult. Why? Because in the entertainment industry, you have so many internal beefs, so many internal differences. You have so many individuals that have made diss records about the other, and there have been business disagreements. Just right here in the city of Houston, you've got artists who are in the same business that share the same struggle, but haven't sat in the same room in years. But we were able to overcome those obstacles. And I saw that as a major victory for us as a people, because if we can get all of those artists in the room in Houston on that particular day, I believe that it is a sign that we can unify on a different level, not just here, but in every city. So my message to all of the artists and all of the influential individuals in our community: it's time for us to set aside our petty differences and begin to see the bigger picture. The Bible talks about, when you get to a certain point in life, you have to put away childish things. And wanting to do somebody harm over a diss record or something like that, time out for that. It's time for us to think bigger. We have the future of a people in our hands, and you rap artists can play a major role. Yes, you can. Now, I want to talk about the Bank Black movement and why it was such a powerful move for these artists to go and open up those accounts and establish that relationship with those black banks. The day after the Houston artists went and did it, T.I., Young Thug, Young Dolph, and a lot of the other Atlanta artists, along with my dear brother, big brother, Killer Mike, they went to the black-owned bank in Atlanta and they did the same thing. Right now, conversations are taking place among the artists in Miami to do the same thing. We need for this to become a movement among artists all across this country. Support the Bank Black movement. Use the influence of your powerful voice to push forward the idea of doing for self-determination. These young people will listen to some of you before they listen to their own mamas and daddies. This is your opportunity to use your platform for your people. But again, you have to do it collectively. Your collective influence is more powerful than any one of you as individuals. Now, there was some reticence with some of our people about moving their monies into a black bank. Right now, there's 40 to 50 million black people in America. That's a lot of black folk. And they say we have an estimated spending power of $1 trillion. Do you know that we only have 21 black-owned banks in America? 40 to 50 million black people, $1 trillion in spending power, but only 21 black-owned banks. So even with the great strides and the great successes that we've had recently with us opening up accounts in black-owned institutions, we still got a long way to go. With 40 to 50 million of us and only 21 banks? Come on, brothers and sisters. This is unheard of in civilized society. So we want everybody to with great Godspeed, go over and start establishing that relationship with the black bank in your area. I don't care how far you got to drive. I don't care what inconvenience you have to suffer. Go and open up that account. Now, some people are saying, you know what? If I go to the black bank, do they offer the same services as my white-owned institutions? The answer to that question in Houston is yes. But the only way that we know the answer to the question is that we went and we sat with the president of the bank. So go and find out what they offer. And if there's something that the white bank offers that the black bank doesn't, then bring that to their attention and let's work with them until they offer that service. But some of us, unfortunately, still have the coon mentality that says that the white man's ice is colder. So I posed the question, go find somebody that put their money in the black bank and it disappeared. Nobody has yet to bring me an individual who's put their money in the black owned bank and it disappeared. Then I go and ask, go and find somebody, a black person that put their money in a white owned bank and it disappeared. The line will be wrapped around the corner. You know why? Because they robbing you blind all day long. Every time you look up, they come up with a different fee that they tack on you. And if you take 10 cents from 10 million people every single day, the rich continue to get rich and the poor continue to get poorer. So you need to be looking less at the black-owned bank and wondering what will happen if you put your money in that bank. You need to take a greater look at the bank you already got your money in, that's owned by the Rockefellers, owned by the Catholic Church, that are robbing you blind every single day. Their banks are no better than ours. And if they've got something to offer that we don't have, then we need to go into our own and work with our own until our own becomes not just as good as theirs, but even better. Now, the last thing I want to say is somebody asked me the question, what are the black-owned banks doing in the black community? Well, first and foremost, let's just be real. We're just waking up to the concept of banking black, many of us. So you have to give them time to do something with the deposits that we're making. But I can say that right here in the city of Houston, Unity Bank helped to underwrite a trip for many youth to take a trip to Africa from Say Hi Youth Center. So when I saw that Unity Bank was putting their monies on the table to help some of our babies to go back to the motherland to see from whence they came, so that they can have a clearer objective or a clearer view of where it is that they're going. I said to myself, you know what? That is worth opening up an account in and of itself. Now, where's Chase Bank? Where is Wells Fargo? Where's the Bank of America when we want to send our children back to the motherland? They're always telling us that we need to go back to Africa anyway. Tell them to put up some money so we can send some of our young people over there so they can learn about farming and agribusiness, and maybe somewhere along the way within the future have a thought in their mind to want to go back home to the motherland to help to develop where we come from. So we got to get in the mindset of supporting those who support us. So shout out to all of the rappers in Houston. I probably did not name you all, for the effort that you made to come together and send a message not only to our youth, but to the world, that if we really want to protest these injustices that are taking place in America, and you know you don't have control over the courts of America, and you know that they're killing us like 90 going north, and these cops are not paying for killing us, but they're getting paid to kill us, then take your black dollars, spend with your black brother and sister in black owned businesses, and go to black owned banks and deposit your money. It's time for us to start looking out for one another the way everybody else is looking out for themselves. Peace.